Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough. We're going to begin laying down and we're going to fold a blanket or roll a towel. So you've got a little mini bolster, a long narrow support. It's going to go across your mat under your shoulder blade. So this means that your head will be comfortably on the floor for your neck and your shoulders are almost touching the floor. And you can put your arms where they feel good for you. I can't move my left shoulder much at the moment. I have frozen shoulder, but I can do one arm out or hand to the belly. And just taking in the shape that support gives your body, the way the bones of your spine are pressing towards the front of the chest, and the chest becomes more spacious, the ribs, more space for the lungs and the heart. Your legs could be in a neutral spine position, that is, with feet parallel, or soles of the feet together and knees wide in Baddha Konasana. Double checking that your neck is comfortable. You can always put an extra pillow in underneath your head. We're going to explore the feeling of the breath in the lungs and the ribs. And then if it feels okay for your shoulders, you can stretch your arms overhead and your legs out straight. Give your front body a nice long stretch. Good. Fold in arms and legs and nice and slow, just rolling off your equipment to the right side. Nice work. Come into a kneeling or a sitting position. And you can fold that blanket over as a support under your sit bones for kneeling. And please don't kneel if it hurts your knees. Sit up with your legs out comfortably. But sitting the spine tall, interlocking your fingers and stretching the palms out in front. We're going to take the arms as high as your body stops the movement. You get that feedback. And then we're going to make more space in the shoulders and find the flow of the breath. And follow the breath into the spaciousness and the further movement of your arms. So we're taking the palms up towards the ceiling, the little fingers back, the index fingers reaching up. Breathing deeply. Good. And then releasing and changing the cross of your fingers, the interlock of your fingers, pressing it out through the palm. Find that stopping point in your body, the obvious place where it feels like there's no more room to move. But then we're going to follow the breath and discovering more movement, more potential there, straightening your arms as much as you can. and then releasing. Nice work. We're going to lean back a little. And if you're kneeling, press your knees down. And if you're sitting, lift your spine, or kneeling or sitting with your legs out in front. Oh, I got a cramp. You're going to lift your spine and find that point where your core body can hold the torso in that leaning back position. Good. And you might even be able to let go of your hands. Good. And then we're going to release that, come back to upright, and take your whole spine and neck around the pelvis now in a circle. So if you were drawing a circle with a pencil at the top of the head, we're not bending at the waist. And you can make the movement as big or as small as necessary, but just trying to keep the spine in one line with the neck. And then the other direction. So there's some stabilizing from the core body happening here. One more. Nice. And then all fours. Arching the spine up and down. Finding movement all the way along the spine. Great. Walk the hands further forward now and wave the spine forward and back. And then the other direction. Feel the flow of your breath. The feeling of being able to really expand the ribs and the lungs as you breathe. Good. Coming back into a neutral spine position and tuck the toes under, downward facing dog pose. So your hips will go back as far as you can. And we're going to pedal the feet, one heel down and then the other. One heel down and then the other. Let your head just hang down so that you can feel that the flow, almost the flow of gravity through the spine. And the neck lengthens. Good. And then we're going to take little tiny steps. And with each little step, try and press your heel down to the floor, walking the feet closer and closer to the hands. And rolling on up. Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. Taking classic Tadasana now, the inside edges of the feet together and feeling your strong legs, lifting the front of the kneecaps, front of the thighs. We're going to take the torso, making a circle at the top of the head again. And again, we want to keep the spine and the neck in one line. So we're not bending the body around here, but rather feeling that shift from the center of gravity and how the core body stabilizes as you take the top of the head around. and let the whole torso follow. And then the other direction. Best you can, keeping your neck in line with your spine. Lovely. Come back to center and find your Tadasana. Particularly that extra little lift in the front of the thighs, the front of the hips, so the lower back is long and the tailbone reaches down. Feel a broadness across the chest, upper arms roll out, palms in. Breathing deeply. Excuse me. Okay, now I'm facing the long edge of the mat because we're going to be stepping feet out wide and back in. From Tadasana, lifting the right foot, and we're going to come into tree pose. Now, if you're very wobbly in your tree pose, you can do this with your tiptoes staying on the floor, your right tiptoes. And you just turn your right knee out. Otherwise, place your foot either below your knee, your left knee, or above your left knee. Virksasana. And we want to feel that same stability, even though we're just on one leg. So the front of the thigh is really lifting, and the belly is lifting. And taking your arms up by your ears now. Finding your tree pose. Beautiful. And then we're going to come down. Now, we're not doing each posture consecutively on both sides. We're going to do a little sequence and then we'll reverse it. We'll take the foot down into Tadasana. Step your feet out for Trikonasana, your own leg length distance. Turn your left foot out at 90 degrees and your right foot in. For Trikonasana, to the left side. Reaching the spine. Finding that core body stability and the flow of your breath. Good, and then inhale and come up. Wiggle your feet out a little bit wider. Turn your right foot out now for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Bend your right knee. Reach your arms from your shoulders, from your chest. Reaching back into your left fingertips and looking over your right fingertips. Bending deeply into your right knee, lifting the belly, lifting the pelvic floor. Good, and then lifting up. We're going to turn the feet to the next side. So left foot turns out, right foot turns in. Bend your left knee. This time we're going to take the left elbow onto the left knee. Upasvakanasana. Reaching the right arm by the right ear, dropping the hips a little lower. Opening the heart towards the sky. Nice work. Coming up. Beautiful. Turn the feet back to the right side. So the right foot turns out, left foot turns in. We're going to step in the left foot for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So you need to step it in and we're going to balance. We've been practicing balancing on the right foot and lifting the left leg. You can always keep your tiptoes on the floor. And we're going to roll back the left hip. And you can extend your arms out from your chest. Good, and then we're going to step back and jump your feet together. Tadasana. Feeling the flow of breath. the lift of your body. Lovely. And then we'll reverse. So we're standing on the right foot this time, Virksasana, turning your left toes out at 90 degrees. And you can keep your foot on the floor, or you can place your foot under your knee or above your knee. Arms by the ears, Urdhva Hastasana. Feel the front core of the body lifting, supporting the spine. Feel the flow of your breath, the lift of the ribs. Good. Placing your foot back down. Nice work. Step your feet apart, your own leg length. This time we're going to turn the right foot out for Trikonasana. The left toes in a little. Find your stability, feet on the floor, strong legs. Reach your arms from your heart out to the sides. Good. Trikonasana. I can't quite get my left arm into position, but your left arm will go straight up. Taking the left hip back, left rib back. Lengthening the sides of the waist. Great. And then coming up. Nice work. Turn the feet to the left now. Left foot turns out at 90 degrees and a little bit wider so that you can bend your left leg. Be as deep into the bend as your knee and hips go. Good. Warrior two. Face your torso to the long edge of the mat. Lift the pelvic floor, lift the lower front abdomen. Reach back into your right fingertips, looking over the left. Finding the flow of breath. Lovely. Lifting up, turning your feet to the right. So turn your right foot out, bend your right knee and elbow to the right knee this time. And taking the left arm by your left ear and really reaching the left side of your body, rolling back the left side of the body. Be as deep into the bend of the knee and the hip as your body allows, lifting the lower front abdomen. Beautiful. Coming up. Turn your left foot out at 90 degrees. And we're going to have to step in the right foot. And we're aiming to balance on the left foot for Ardha Chandrasana. And you might need to keep your right tiptoes onto the floor. Or maybe you can lift that back leg, the right leg. We want to turn the torso to the long edge of the mat. So rolling back the right hip, rolling back the right ribs. You might be able to take your arms straight out from your heart. Good. And then releasing and stepping or jumping back to classic Tadasana, feet together. Good. This time we're going to bend the knees. We're going to make a circle again, but we're really going to let the spine bend in every direction, whatever direction. So a big circle with the upper body. Find the flow of your breath. And your arms just be part of the fluid flowing movement. Other direction. You can even get your knees in on the act, keep them together, and they're making a little circle as well. Tadasana. Feel the lift in the front of your body. Good. So we're going to do a couple of the front ways standing poses. So I'll get you to turn to the short end of your mat now. Come to the front of the mat. Stand with the feet under the hips this time. Tadasana, Urdhva Hastasana, Uttanasana. And if your hands don't reach the floor, you can bend your knees. We're going to step the left foot back and a big enough distance to stretch, but I want your left heel to touch down to the floor. Bend your front leg. Good. So if you're having trouble reaching the floor, just lift up so you can put your hands on your thigh. And you could always use a chair to help you balance if you're having trouble there. The wider the feet are towards the edges of the mat, the outside edges of the mat, then the more stable your stance. All right, let's arch the spine up and down and remind ourselves of our supple and fluid movement there. Really trying to arch the spine down at the sacrum and the lower back. And then we're going to hold that position. So spine arching down and begin to straighten your front leg. Great. And we're going to hold that stretch and take the arms now beside your torso, palms up, and look forward. Reach fingertips back, palms up. Front leg as straight as you can, keeping the bones of your spine embedding forward. Lovely. We're going to stand up and sweep the left foot forward, balance on your right leg, and take a balance hold with your left knee in front. So could be tiptoes, could be holding your knee, could be holding your foot. Standing tall. Good. And then before you place your foot down, find where it's going to go and feeling that shift of balance back to center. Tadasana, Urdhva Hastasana, Uttanasana. Right foot steps back and you want to stretch, but the right heel needs to touch down on the floor. So keep wiggling the foot in until you've got the right distance. And from side to side, so you have your balance. Bend your front leg a little bit more so you can arch your spine up and down. Let's explore that movement. Noticing where your body seems to resist. Seems to lock up a little. Try to find the movement, particularly at the sacrum and the lower back. And then bring that part of the body down or forward. Good, so arching the spine down, lifting the chest, and beginning to straighten your front leg, finding your resistance. Good, so having the front leg as straight as you can, powerful legs here. We're going to lift the arms, lift the palms, reach the fingertips back, look forward. Maybe you can stretch your front leg a little bit more. Good, and then we're going to lift up, one smooth movement, stepping forward, balanced on the left foot. Bring the right knee in front. Taking the balance hold that challenges you just now. Good, and before you put your foot down, finding where it's going to go and placing it down. Nice work. All right, one more standing pose. From Tadasana, Urdhva Hastasana, Uttanasana. Bend your knees. A big step back this time with the left foot. We're going to lift the torso and the arms straight up. Front leg is bent, right leg is bent. Virabhadrasana 1. Reaching your arms up, drawing the shoulder blades down, Oh, lifting the belly, lifting the breastbone. Finding the flow of breath. Beautiful. I can't resist. I'm going to add one in. We're here with the right foot in front. We're going to bring the weight forward over the right leg, and we're going to lift the left leg up behind. So coming into Virabhadrasana 3. Do this with the hands in Namaste in front of your heart. Give yourself a little nudge forward and balance on the right leg. Left leg lifts behind. Pelvis is level to the floor. And then we're going to lift the torso, bring the left leg in front, and balance for a moment on the right foot, finding your balance, and then finding where you're going to put the foot. I know I said only one more standing pose. We actually did 4. Tadasana, Urdhva oh, 5. Uttanasana, stepping the right foot back, bending the front knee, pressing through the back heel. And we're going to lift the torso and lift the arms. Virabhadrasana 1. Finding the flow of your breath. Good. We're going to bring the hands in Namaste. We're going to balance on the left foot. So we're going to bring the weight forward, and the right leg is going to lift up behind. Virabhadrasana 3. Hips are level to the floor. Reaching back through the right leg. Nice and stable in the core body. Beautiful. And then we're going to lift up and be balanced on the left leg. Whoa, and bring the right foot in front, right leg in front. Take your balance. And then finding where you're going to put your right foot onto the floor. Tadasana. Lovely work. Finding the flow. Feeling of energetic flow in your body. We're going to sit down onto the floor. So practice the way that you're doing that by paying attention. Notice whether you need to use your hands. Maybe you need to do one leg at a time, whatever it might be. Noticing how you land. And how grateful I am to be able to sit on the floor and to get off the floor. So if we train it, we can do it. Let's put the blanket so you can sit up onto it. So I'm making a pillow sheet. And it just goes under the sit bones, tipping the pelvis forward. We worked on our Upavista Konasana yesterday. So again, wide legs. And you put your feet at your widest setting and you check in that your knees are okay. I like to press down through the back of the knees so the legs are active. If this hurts your knees, if you're vulnerable there for some reason, a little bit of padding, a little bit of softness under the knees to press into can be useful. Okay, we're going to lean back a little and be on the hands and try to lift the spine. And then we're going to do the opposite movement of hunching the spine behind us. And then lift the spine, bring the spine forward. So it's just like, sort of like the cat stretch that we do in all fours position, but it's in a different position here, and the tightness in the legs is going to restrict the movement. So exploring, And see if you can get your awareness right down into the lowest bones of your spine and the pelvis, and try to get that part of your body moving. Good. Bring that part of your body as far forward as you can. So the top of the pelvis forward, the lower bones of the spine forward. Excellent. That's your starting position. And we're going to take the hands and turn to the left leg. With each breath, lift the belly, lift the breastbone, and then you're going to exhale and try to reach your torso out and over your left leg. And particularly try and reach your right ribs and your right hand towards the left little toe. Good. And explore with the breath if there's still a little bit of movement to be found along your spine, and particularly around the sacrum and the lower back. See if you can bring the bones, those big bones of the lower back, further forward. Beautiful. So keep your forward movement wherever you got to, and walk your hands through center and then over to your right. And we particularly want to reach the left rib now and the left hand towards the little toe side of the right foot or leg. And when you've taken a hold there, we're going to use the breath. Inhale, lengthen the belly, lift the chest a little more. As you exhale, try to reach the bones of the spine further forward. A couple more deep breaths like that. Follow the breath into the movement. Ah, good. And now that you're here, see if you can move your spine a little. So bow the bones of your spine out behind you, but then ease them forward. Try to bring the awareness right into the sacrum and the lower bones of your spine. Bring the lower bones of the spine forward. Beautiful. Keep your forward movement and bring your torso to center. And again, with each breath, lifting and lengthening belly and breastbone. And as you exhale, bones of the spine forward. Great. Lifting up, and we're going to take a lying down position. Sorry, microphone's coming off. Take the blanket and put that underneath your sacrum. So we were just bringing our awareness to this part of the body. And do that again, particularly noticing those bigger bones of your vertebrae just relaxing now towards the floor. So the pelvis is held in position by the blanket, but the lower back has some room to move now towards the floor. Feet are hip width and parallel, legs parallel, and noticing your breath. You can either stay in this position if you're finding it really comforting for your back, or you can try for bamboo pose, which is legs straight up. But don't do bamboo pose if it feels like you're straining your back or your core body trying to hold your legs there. Maybe a blanket adjustment, maybe closer to the tailbone makes this a little bit more doable. Otherwise, go back to the one we were just doing with the feet on the floor. Find the arm position that feels good for your shoulders and chest just now. That could be cactus arms or arms straight out from your shoulders. I'm just going to do arms by my side, palms folding up towards the ceiling, unfolding. Good, and then releasing your feet back down to the floor. Take the blanket out. Pick up your left foot and hold your left foot with your right hand and bring your leg as close to straight as you can. And then we're going to roll the lower half of the body towards the floor on the right, keeping the left shoulder blade down, and you can look back over your left shoulder. Good, and use your core awareness to help lift your lower body. Left foot back down. Pick up your right foot, take hold of your right foot with your left hand and make your leg as straight as you can. Roll the lower half of your body to the left. Keep the right shoulder blade down. You can look back over the right shoulder. Mm. Mm. Good. Use your core awareness to bring the legs back up to center. Nice work. And then happy baby pose. I love this posture for relaxing the core body. The back is really supported. We get to explore the hip movement. So set your knees wide and your feet wide as they'll go. And you can always try and take your feet further apart and see how that goes, stretching your legs as well. And everything else relaxing. People who would like to stay for Shavasana, you're going to bring your legs in and lay yourself down in a straight line. And people who need to finish their practice, bring your legs in, taking some deep breaths and rolling over to your right side and coming to sitting. Namaste to you. Shavasana people, when you're in a straight line, being flat might not necessarily serve your body just now. So you can put a blanket under your thighs. If you go across the mat, so you support the breadth of your thighs. That can be very comforting in the lower back. Some people prefer to have a head support, or some people need both. So always put in enough equipment to ease your spine in this beautiful posture of Shavasana. Ah. Finding each breath as you breathe it in and out. Bring your awareness now to your toes and your feet. No need for tension just now. No need for preparedness. And now your lower legs, and your knees, and your thighs. Now, no more work to do. And now the buttocks and the hips. Around your sacrum. The sides of your waist, the whole core body. And now your spine. Ribs and shoulder blades. And all of the tissue that connects them. Your armpits and shoulders. Your upper arm. Elbows and forearms. Wrists. Hands. Thumbs. Fingers. The back of your neck. Throat. Base of your skull. Scalp. Forehead. Around your eyebrows and your eyes. your nose, and your mouth. Finding each breath Feel your whole body without muscular tension. Just being still. Begin to wriggle your fingers and your toes and notice what that feels like when the muscles start up again. And now your arms and your legs, fold them in. And now turning your torso so you can lie on your right side. Noticing the body coming out of stillness, being ready to move again. And come up to sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.